let's get right into it. Number 10. Your microwave popcorn is a chemical cocktail. You know that amazing buttery smell when you make microwave popcorn? Well, that's not butter you're smelling. It's a chemical called diacetyl, and it's basically poison for your lungs. This stuff is so nasty, it literally created a new disease called popcorn lung. Back in the early 2000s, workers in popcorn factories started getting really sick. Their lungs were getting destroyed from breathing in these butter-flavored chemicals all day. Breathing in that fake butter smell was turning their lungs into useless bags of scar tissue. The damage is permanent. You can't fix it. The companies knew this was happening but kept using it anyway. And when companies finally stopped using diacetyl, guess where it went? Right into vape juices. So people are literally choosing to inhale the same chemical that destroyed factory workers' lungs. But the butter flavor isn't even the worst part. The bag itself is lined with chemicals that leak into your snack when it gets hot. The same chemicals they use to make non-stick pans. That delicious smell is actually your lungs screaming for help. Number 9. The heart-healthy vegetable oil lie. You've been cooking with vegetable oils thinking you're doing your heart a favor. Well, what I'm about to tell you will make your blood boil. These oils aren't just gently squeezed out of seeds like olive oil. They're extracted using a chemical called hexane, the same stuff that's in gasoline. The seeds get heated to insanely high temperatures and basically tortured until they give up their oil. These processed oils are packed with something called omega-6 fatty acids. Now your body needs some omega-6, but too much creates inflammation faster than a flamethrower. It's like your body's inflammation switch gets stuck in the on position. These oils are everywhere, in practically every processed food you eat. Fast food restaurants love these oils because they're cheap and can be reused until they're basically cooking your food in toxic waste. The whole vegetable oils are heart-healthy thing was basically a marketing campaign more successful than convincing people diamonds are rare. Meanwhile, traditional fats like butter and coconut oil, which humans have been eating for thousands of years, got demonized. Turns out Grandma was right all along with her stick of butter. Number 8. The instant oatmeal con. That morning bowl of instant oatmeal you're so proud of eating? Well, that healthy breakfast is about as nutritious as eating the cardboard box it came in. These manufacturers take perfectly good oats and basically beat them into submission. They're pre-cooked, steamed at crazy high temperatures, and rolled paper thin. This process destroys all the fiber and nutrients that make regular oats actually good for you. To cover up for destroying all the good stuff, they dump in enough sugar to make a candy bar jealous. We're talking 10 to 17 grams of sugar per packet. That's like having dessert for breakfast, except at least dessert is honest about what it is. Your blood sugar goes on a wilder ride than a broken roller coaster. First it shoots up, then crashes harder than your first attempt at parallel parking. This breakfast betrayal sets you up for a day of energy crashes and cravings. You'll be hunting for snacks like a starving raccoon by 10 a.m. The craziest part is these companies market this garbage as a heart-healthy breakfast choice. It's like putting a salad sticker on a chocolate cake and calling it diet food. Number 7. The dirty secret of farmed salmon. There you are in the seafood aisle, eyeing that bright pink salmon fillet. You grab it thinking you're basically a health guru now. Well, that beautiful pink color you're seeing is basically salmon makeup. Wild salmon get their color from eating tiny sea creatures, but farmed salmon are naturally gray, about as appetizing as wet cardboard. So farmers feed them synthetic dyes to make them look Instagram-worthy. They even use a color chart called the Salmo fan, like paint swatches at Home Depot, to pick how pink they want their salmon to be. These fish are crammed into underwater pens, so crowded they can barely move, swimming in their own waste. The conditions are so disgusting they pump these fish full of antibiotics like they're preparing for the apocalypse. This garbage diet means farmed salmon has way more unhealthy fats than wild salmon. It's loaded with inflammatory omega-6 fats that make your body hate you. Scientists also found that farmed salmon contains high levels of toxic chemicals like PCBs and dioxins. Sometimes thousands of these farmed salmon escape their pens. They spread diseases to wild salmon populations like some underwater plague. You might just be eating the aquatic equivalent of a hot dog in a fancy wrapper. Number 6. Trail mix. The junk food hiding in plain sight. Picture this. You're standing at the checkout, feeling all proud. You grab that bag of trail mix with the mountain climber on it, thinking you're making the healthy choice. Well, that trail mix is basically a candy bar that went to college. One handful of this health food can pack more calories and sugar than a glazed donut. That's right, you could have had the donut and at least enjoyed yourself. Instead, you're munching away on your healthy snack feeling superior, while basically eating crushed-up Snickers with some nuts thrown in. And those dried fruits are basically little sugar bombs soaked in oil. It's like they took perfectly good fruit and gave it the deep fryer treatment. The manufacturers put pictures of mountains and hikers on the package like you're training for the Olympics. The only thing you're training for is diabetes. You sit there watching Netflix, reach into the bag once, and suddenly half your daily calories vanish. Trail mix is basically candy dressed up for a hike. Number 5. The dried fruit deception. You're trying to be healthy, reaching for that bag of dried fruit instead of candy. You might as well grab the Skittles. When they remove the water from fruit, all the sugar gets super concentrated. A fresh apple has about 10 grams of sugar, but dry that same apple, and suddenly you're looking at 57 grams of sugar for the same weight. The fruit companies aren't just drying these things either. They're coating them in oil to make them less sticky. Then they're dumping extra sugar on top because apparently fruit isn't sweet enough. And finally, they're adding sulfur dioxide to keep them looking fresh forever. A single cup of dried cranberries has more sugar than a can of Coke. The worst part is you can easily overeat these sugar grenades. You can munch through the equivalent of 8 fresh apples without even realizing it. Try eating 8 actual apples in one sitting. Your jaw would tap out after the second one. Dried fruit is basically fruit on steroids. All the sugar, none of the filling water and fiber to slow you down. Number 4. Bottled green tea. The antioxidant hoax. That bottled green tea from the store you grabbed thinking you're being healthy? You've been played. That healthy green tea you're sipping has about as many antioxidants as tap water. When companies make bottled tea, they have to pasteurize it. That means heating it up to kill bacteria so it doesn't turn into a science experiment on the shelf. But that same heat also murders all those amazing antioxidants you're paying for. We're talking about destroying up to 90% of the good stuff. Your $4 antioxidant powerhouse has about 10 milligrams of antioxidants. Meanwhile, a 50-cent tea bag you brew at home packs 150 milligrams of the real deal. These companies know their tea is basically just brown water after processing. So what do? They dump sugar in it to make it taste like something. Some bottled green teas have as much sugar as a full sugar soda. You're literally paying premium prices to drink sugar water while patting yourself on the back. Want the real benefits of green tea? Make it yourself. It takes 3 minutes. Number 3. The organic junk food racket. Walk into any health food store, and what do you see? Organic cookies that cost more than your lunch. You think, finally, cookies that won't kill me. Well, that organic cookie is just a regular cookie with a gym membership. Organic sugar is still sugar. Your body processes it exactly the same way as the cheap stuff. And that organic white flour is still stripped of nutrients faster than a stolen car. The only real difference is you paid triple for the privilege of lying to yourself. It's like putting a Tesla badge on a regular car and charging luxury prices. These companies know exactly what they're doing. They slap natural on the package with a picture of a farm. Maybe throw in some leaves and earth tones. And suddenly people are fighting over $8 cookies that do the exact same damage as the cheap ones. Meanwhile, your blood sugar doesn't care that your cookie was organic. Your body is getting the same empty calories. The only thing getting healthier is the company's profit margin. A cookie in expensive packaging is still just a cookie. Number 2. Is your kombucha just hippie soda? Let me guess. You just dropped $7 on that fancy bottle of kombucha. You're investing in your gut health, right? Well, that fermented tea might just be overpriced soda wearing a disguise. Real kombucha is alive, full of beneficial bacteria and yeasts. But big companies have a problem with selling living drinks. Living drinks keep fermenting, which means they could literally explode on shelves. So they pasteurize it, basically executing all those helpful bacteria with heat. Now instead of getting those gut-friendly probiotics you paid for, you're drinking dead bacteria soup, and they add extra sugar to cover up the taste they killed. The real joke is some brands still call these corpse drinks probiotic beverages. That's like selling a cemetery as a nightclub. Sure, there are bodies there, but nobody's dancing. Unless your kombucha says raw and unpasteurized, you're getting scammed. You're just paying hipster prices for bacteria graveyard water with a fancy name. Number 1. Canned soup. The chemical broth in your pantry. 1 can of your low-fat vegetable soup has enough sodium to pickle a cucumber. You're basically drinking ocean water pretending to be dinner. Ever wonder why that canned soup tastes so addictively good? It's loaded with MSG hiding behind fake names like yeast extract and natural flavoring. This stuff hijacks your brain's reward system. It's designed to make you crave more processed garbage. And the preservatives in these cans are insane. They pump so many chemicals into this stuff, it could survive the apocalypse. Future archaeologists will find these cans, and the soup will still be edible. They slap healthy choice on the label like it means something. It's like putting a medical degree on a serial killer. When you heat up that can thinking you're being healthy, you're not having soup. You're having a chemistry experiment that's been rotting on a shelf for years, and your kidneys are paying the price. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.